Yes, sir. What it do, what it does, what are we doing? I'm just making another video. Making a video. And it's crazy. I think back on how I look at things that, long story short, I looked at how I was wrong, but it seemed so right at the time. Like, for something that everyone can relate to, when you hear an incorrect lyric on a song or hear incorrect lyrics on a song, and when somebody tell you and you hear it, you cannot hear what you thought you heard anymore. It's like, how in the world did I hear that? What possessed me to actually hear something other than that which they said, which is what I hear when I hear it? And that's what it's like. And so just imagine that with all the other people, other people in the world that ain't like you, where what you would call evil, they don't think it's evil. Remember, I'm talking about other people. All mockingbirds can fly. All robins can fly. All doves, all pigeons, all of them can fly. But they say an ostrich is a bird, but an ostrich don't fly. With that being said, let's say what I'm saying would apply to all birds. Most birds can fly, but not all birds can fly. Which is why you who can fly can understand how they can't fly. But there is a flying that you do that they can do also, which is equivalent to them flying. Which is why, not which is why, but they talk about forgiveness of sins, like, with the Bible and things like that. No, love others as you would love yourself. Also, as it says in the Bible, it's only oneself to clear up the confusion. That the loving memories you have of others, why you don't have those loving memories or any loving memories of yourself? That what you call love that you be having for other people, why isn't that the same as what you have for yourself? But that the love you have for yourself is the love to have for others. And think about how it don't involve all of those all the strings attached to that we would normally call love. It ain't none of that. It says the devil disguises itself as an angel of light. Let's say what's wrong seem right. But yeah, I was just gonna try to keep this brief anyway. Sorry to end it abruptly. I can really only speak from inspiration. Like folks, be out here, preaching, teaching, things like that. And let's say that's good for the general populace so everybody can get on board. Just like in the Bible, it got the law, and then you got Jesus, right? So the law is like telling you what you do wrong, but it doesn't tell you what to do right. So it really just puts you on the path so you can go right, which is not a law. Law is, in so many words, you do your research. Law means way, like a way of doing something. So there's no way of doing things. But I'm not gonna go into that because that's gonna lead to something else and to something else and so much more. But the law tells you what you do wrong. Like, hey, you shouldn't steal, you shouldn't kill, you shouldn't lie to you shouldn't disrespect or disobey your parents, etc. When though there are people who are born, like you say, the chosen of God. Let's say that, for example, that comes natural to them. They just end up doing that. Life just so happens to be where they end up doing that. While other people who would not be the chosen, or the people who would do the same thing if they was in the right state of mind. The law is for those people to get on the path. The path is for those who are chosen. Either way it go, everybody gonna enter the path. I'm even at the point of saying every living being because you know what it was saying in the Bible about how everything in creation is waiting for the revelation of the sons of God, for the revealing of the children of God. I forgot which book of Paul that was. It might have been in Romans. I can't remember. But let's say it's not. Somebody say it's my opinion that we are the highest on the chain. Let's say it's not that we're the highest on the chain as much as you got your head, you got your feet. It just so happened it's the head, it just so happened these the feet. But the feet is waiting for the head to get right so the feet can go right. But yeah, man, y'all marinate on that, man. Y'all eat on that, you know what I'm saying? Play it back if you need to. And just always remember, when you know different, you do different. Remember that about everybody else. When you know different, you do different. What you do to them, what you do to them, what you do to yourself. Would you allow yourself to go through all that? Love others as you love yourself. It says love God with all your heart. God is good. Good is God, right? Okay, so love good with all your heart. Love God with all your heart. For those people who need the law, that the law is really made for, they need to know that God is good and what's good is God. Going off God, they're part of the corruption that we all go through. The chosen just so happen to go through it while others work through it. Yeah, I'm still at the botanical. Somebody actually asked me a question. They asked me, "What was this?" But anyway, man, that don't threw me way off, and I'm on a device where it's not that simple where I can just, you know what I'm saying. I got to go through a whole lot to stop, go back, see what I was saying. But anyway, I do know like I was saying that when you love me, God is good, good is God, and the law is for the wicked, right? It's not that they're wicked as much as those who were chosen. They are those. The law is not for them. It's just that the law is there. When they get the law, they get in the on the path, just like that. No matter what, it don't mean it ain't that. Oh, if this and that happening, ain't none of that. It's just they get the law, they on board. Others get the law. They have a form of righteousness. They have a form of what seems to be right. But what's wrong? They say that the devil disguised himself as an angel of light. What's really wrong seems right. That which is obviously wrong, that don't mean anything. Just like it ain't the sins you commit in front of the people, it's the sins you commit alone with by yourself. That's what's kind of the issue, right? Kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? Whoa, hold on. Hold on, I don't know if y'all can see it, man. Hey, and see, you know, I got it on the person on the first person view, whatever you call this angle, man. That might have actually been a praying mantis. I was looking at, but I thought it was a hummingbird because I caught it in my periphery and it landed on a branch. And once I looked, I could barely see it because it blended in. But I think it was a mantis because I don't seen hummingbird before. Let's say hummingbird. Let's use the hummingbird for example. The chosen ones they not looking for it. They might be looking for it. Either way it go, they gonna see hummingbirds. They gonna see them whenever they come. They just go so happen to be wherever they are. Other people have to learn about hummingbirds and go and look for them and wait for the time they come. But after all that keeps happening or is done, they're gonna be just like the ones who were chosen, who see the mockingbirds. They know they went through the experience. While the chosen ones, they just so happen to be the idiots savant, so to speak. But it's for everybody. When you love other, actually, yeah, when you love others as you love yourself and you love what's good with all your heart, you got it. Nothing is going to stop you from seeing what this is, what God is, whatever it is, for you to see, for you to be in tune. And I'm not saying it's about being in tune. Neither am I saying it's not. I'm using words where you will understand. But what God is, what this is, whatever you want to call it, however you want to put it in words, cannot be put in words. There's a word that I learned called yeah, right. There's a word that learned called ineffable. Ineffable. F meaning words, sound. You can't put it into words. In or uneffable, unsoundable. You can't put it into words. It can't be said. What let's say what's true. If you really want to get down to the truth, the word true comes from tree. And think about how a tree, when it grows, is just there and it always is that. That's how what we saying is true, like a tree. That's how it's that deep that you can't put what's true into words. Like what is space? What is that? We actually naming nothing. Space is nothing but it's all things. All things are in space and space is within all things. And I'm saying it's like what we call God, what that is, everything is within God and nothing is without God. So what we call the devil, what we call evil. I know I said I wouldn't keep this short. I was supposed to end it like 5 minutes ago. But what we call the devil is really just us being wrong. And you know what? For those who can understand, what we call it, and that's what would lead them to whatever I've been saying already. That lead them to being in tune. The devil is just you being wrong. Angel, Jesus, is you being right, which is also God. But you don't say it's God because all things are God. Even when you're wrong, that wrong leads to the right. You plant a seed within the earth or under the earth, let's say within hell, and it grows to blossom out into the heavens. Heaven being space. And let's say you got weeds in the garden. The weeds are actually stopping from growing. Bruh, the wheat and the tares is just grass that grow and look like blades of wheat. It's blades of grass, but it look like wheat. And during harvest time, you'll know the difference. One thing leads to another, leads to another. In a way, it makes me think like, have we not been in harvest time? But when I look at what I'm told and look at what I'm going through, look at what I've been through, the folk before me didn't have all their technology, or better yet, they didn't have access to all this information. The folks before them didn't either, and the folk before them didn't either. And it's like it all goes together, man. To the point where like, oh, this is harvest time. Like everybody can get the information. Everybody can see what everybody doing. It ain't no, oh, you know what I'm saying, what you know and what your group know, and that's where y'all limited to. And because you already know somebody be speaking beyond the group and they're ahead of their time, they're not being accepted. And then later on they get accepted. But now it ain't none of that. Everything is already here. Even though we still do the same thing. We still will, treat it like, oh, if this didn't say it, then you're wrong. Type of thing. Is we have so much access to all this information, man. To the point where I say like TV, right? The TV I grew up on, it was a set schedule, set kind of shows, set kind of content, set kind of movies. Now it's all kind of movies, all kind of content, no limit that you have access to. Versus, like I said, when I grew up, we didn't have access to that, and so let's say all these people are being programmed. Let's say what we see, what we hear is what we think and what we do, so to speak, right? What we hear, what we see, and what we do leads to what we do, what we see, and what we hear. Let's put it that way, right? So all of being programmed in a similar way, watching the same shit at the same time, having the same reactions, storing the same kind of thoughts, no matter how different we are, but the program is the same. Okay, it was cool. Now it's unlimited access to unlimited content where people can be on all kind of different ways and you don't know what nobody is. Yeah, them frogs throwing me off. They just suddenly started. I'm thinking y'all can hear them. But anyway, I'm easily distracted, but I don't know how to put it. I'm easily distracted, but I'm not easily distracted. There's an actual word that I would use that I can't think of that would suffice for me, that would make me not do that or speak that way. Yeah, like I said, yeah, here comes some more people. I don't know if they're gonna say something to me, but we're gonna find out. Still trying to figure out what kind of fruit this is too. Maybe I should ask them when they walk up.